Nigeria's electoral conversation has taken an important turn as the chairman of INEC, Professor Joash Amupitan, openly acknowledges that the 2027 general elections may not be completely perfect. The statement is already raising questions about preparedness, public expectations, and the future of democratic credibility in Africa's largest democracy. For Nigerians at home and those abroad watching closely, this is more than a comment. It signals a serious development that could shape political confidence and national stability. Here's what the INEC chairman actually meant and why it matters now. A statement from Nigeria's electoral leadership is now shaping early conversations about the country's next general election. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Amupitan, has cautioned that the 2027 elections may not be completely perfect, a message that is already generating reactions among political stakeholders, civil society groups, and Nigerians both at home and abroad. The warning is not an admission of failure. Instead, it raises an important national question: what should Nigerians realistically expect from the next election cycle, and how prepared is the system to deliver credible results in a rapidly changing political environment? In the coming minutes, we will break down what the INEC chairman actually said, why the Commission is managing expectations early, what challenges may lie ahead, and what this means for voters, political parties, and Nigeria's democratic future. If you value balanced political reporting that explains the issues clearly without unnecessary noise, consider supporting this channel by liking the video and subscribing so you don't miss important national updates. The core of Professor Amupitan's message is straightforward. According to him, elections anywhere in the world are complex national operations involving logistics, technology, security coordination, human participation, and legal oversight. Because of these moving parts, achieving a 100% perfect election is extremely difficult, even in advanced democracies. What INEC appears to be doing now is setting realistic expectations early, nearly 2 years before Nigerians return to the polls. This is significant because past elections in Nigeria have often been judged against ideal standards rather than practical realities. By speaking ahead of time, the Commission may be trying to shift public discussion from perfection to credibility, transparency, and continuous improvement. The chairman highlighted that elections involve millions of voters, thousands of polling units, sensitive materials distribution, digital accreditation systems, and coordination across federal, state, and local structures. Any small disruption, whether logistical delays, technical glitches, weather conditions, or administrative errors, can affect the process in certain locations. However, acknowledging possible imperfections does not mean the process lacks integrity. Rather, INEC says its focus remains on ensuring that outcomes reflect the genuine choices of voters. To understand why this statement matters now, we need to look at Nigeria's recent electoral experience. The 2023 general election introduced expanded technology usage, including electronic voter accreditation and digital result transmission. While many observers praised improvements in some areas, others raised concerns about delays and technical challenges in certain regions. Those experiences have shaped public expectations going into 2027. Nigerians increasingly expect faster results, stronger transparency, and smoother coordination. The Commission's latest remarks suggest that lessons from previous elections are influencing planning discussions already underway. Another important factor is Nigeria's growing voter population. With millions of young Nigerians reaching voting age before 2027, the scale of election management will expand further. More voters mean more polling units, more staff training, and more technological capacity required to ensure efficiency. Political competition is also expected to intensify. As parties reposition and new alliances emerge, electoral pressure naturally increases. In such an environment, even minor administrative issues can quickly become major political debates. By addressing these realities early, INEC may be attempting to encourage stakeholders, including political parties and voters, to participate constructively in strengthening the process rather than expecting flawless execution. For Nigerians in the diaspora, this conversation carries particular importance. Many abroad closely monitor elections because political stability directly influences investment confidence, currency stability, and long-term economic opportunities back home. Credible elections help strengthen international trust in Nigeria's institutions, which can affect remittances, business partnerships, and diaspora engagement in national development. At the same time, diaspora Nigerians often advocate for electoral reforms, including discussions around diaspora voting. Statements like this signal that electoral planning conversations are already active, creating space for broader participation in democratic reforms. Back home, reactions to the chairman's remarks have been mixed but largely thoughtful. Some political analysts believe the statement reflects honesty and transparency. Others argue that Nigerians want reassurance that improvements are already underway rather than warnings about limitations. Both perspectives highlight an important democratic principle: trust in elections depends not only on results but also on communication. When electoral bodies communicate openly, public confidence can improve, provided citizens also see measurable progress over time. So what specific challenges could affect election perfection, according to electoral experts? First is logistics. Nigeria's geography presents unique difficulties, from densely populated urban centers to remote rural communities. Moving election materials securely and on time remains one of the biggest operational tasks for INEC. Second is technology management. Digital systems improve transparency but require stable infrastructure, trained personnel, and contingency planning. Technology strengthens elections when supported by strong operational planning. Third is voter education. A well-informed electorate reduces confusion at polling units and improves participation efficiency. INEC traditionally collaborates with civil society organizations to educate voters, and this area is expected to receive increased attention ahead of 2027. Fourth is legal disputes. Election periods often involve court interpretations of electoral laws. Clear regulations and timely judicial processes play an important role in maintaining confidence in outcomes. Professor Amupitan's statement can therefore be viewed less as a warning and more as a call for collective responsibility. Elections are not conducted by electoral commissions alone; they involve voters, political parties, security institutions, observers, media organizations, and community leaders. Another angle worth examining is political maturity. Democracies strengthen when stakeholders accept that improvements happen gradually. Many established democracies still experience recounts, disputes, and administrative challenges, yet institutional trust remains strong because processes continue to evolve. Nigeria's democratic journey, now spanning over 2 decades of uninterrupted civilian governance, continues to develop through reforms and public accountability. Each election cycle introduces adjustments aimed at improving transparency and participation. Economic observers also watch elections closely because political transitions influence policy direction. Investors typically seek stability and predictable governance environments. Early signals from electoral authorities can help reduce uncertainty by demonstrating planning and preparedness. For young voters especially, expectations are high. Many Nigerians want elections that reflect efficiency similar to digital services they experience daily. Bridging that expectation gap remains one of INEC's biggest responsibilities moving toward 2027. Civil society groups are already calling for expanded stakeholder consultations, improved technology testing timelines, and stronger collaboration between electoral officials and communities. These discussions are likely to intensify as the election year approaches. It is also important to emphasize what the chairman did not say. He did not suggest elections would lack credibility, nor did he indicate reduced commitment to fairness. Instead, the message focused on realism, acknowledging that complex national exercises involve challenges while reaffirming dedication to improvement. In practical terms, Nigerians should expect gradual upgrades rather than overnight transformation. Electoral reforms often involve legislative adjustments, budget approvals, procurement processes, and pilot testing before full implementation. For Nigerians abroad planning to travel home to vote or closely follow events, early clarity about expectations can help reduce misinformation. Accurate information strengthens democratic participation and prevents unnecessary tension during election periods. Media organizations also play a key role. Responsible reporting helps citizens understand context rather than react only to headlines. Balanced conversations encourage participation without escalating political temperature unnecessarily. Looking ahead, the success of the 2027 elections will likely be measured using three key indicators: transparency of the process, acceptance of results by stakeholders, and public confidence in institutions afterward. If those elements are achieved, even an imperfect process can still produce a credible democratic outcome, which is ultimately the goal of any election. As preparations continue, Nigerians will be watching closely for concrete steps, voter register updates, technology demonstrations, stakeholder engagements, and policy clarifications. These actions will shape public perception more than words alone. Professor Joash Amupitan's remarks therefore open an important national conversation, not about whether elections can ever be flawless, but about how institutions and citizens can work together to make them stronger, more transparent, and more trusted. Nigeria's democracy continues to evolve, and each election cycle provides another opportunity to reinforce accountability, participation, and national unity. As always, the strength of any democratic system depends on informed citizens who stay engaged, ask questions, and participate peacefully in the process. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, like this video, share it with others interested in Nigerian political developments, and subscribe for more balanced updates connecting Nigerians at home and across the world.